Check.
Good afternoon, Rob. How are you?
I'm well. I hope you are too. Congratulations to you and your guys. Another battle for Greater Baltimore Trophy on the Towson campus, 27-22 win on Saturday. What did you like about the way your team played?
Yeah, well, a lot of things I didn't like about our offense. It took a little while to get going. We really had two substantial drives at the end of each half. And give Morgan State a ton of credit. Coach Wilson's done a great job, and he really put those guys in a very good spot. They held the ball for about 35 minutes against us. We did score on defense. We got a pick six. We did score on special teams. So when it was all said and done, offensively, we only had the ball 8 times. And so, had to make the most of those eight. Loved how our play, loved how our team rallied, loved how our team believed in each other. Got the ball with about 4 minutes to go. They're down, needed to kick a field goal to win, and ended up scoring a touchdown. So, just pleased with how our guys handled really all the situations that they faced.
Go back and talk about a couple of things you touched on. First, the Lucas Lodano was the first big play, that 96-yard kickoff return after you'd gotten down 3-0. How big of a spark did that provide?
Well, it was huge because at that time, I mean, what had happened in the sequence of taking place, offense got the ball first, gone three and out, four and out, I think, got a first down on the first play. Then we had a punt blocked, okay, that they recovered at the 7 or 8. Our defense then, the next play, forced a fumble, and offense really hadn't done anything. And then they got the ball and drove, and scored, kicked the field goal. And so to then come right back with that next possession and get the 90-plus yard return was huge. Lucas did a fantastic job. Really, 10 guys on that. All were blocking really well. And he just followed the blocks and did a really good job.
And then the other one that put you up 14-3 was Miles Birdie with the 66-yard pick six. What did you see on that one?
Well, really great pressure. I mean, we had the quarterback wrapped up. We had guys around him, really kind of created some confusion for him, created some issues for him, which really gave Miles the opportunity to really just get a ball out of the air. Kind of an errant throw that Miles tracked perfectly and then really went untouched for the 66 yards. So great to see that. Obviously, two electric, dynamic plays at a time when our offense really wasn't doing anything. Like I said, we offensively, I mean, I think we had the ball 5 times in the first half. The first 4 times didn't get anything, and then the last one is when we finally ended up waking up.
Got a question for you from Ed Lee. Good afternoon, Ed.
Hey Rob, hi Pete, how are you?
Hi, Rob or Ed.
Uh, Pete, I wanted to ask you about Andrew Indorf. And you had Sean Brown as an incumbent, and I know you probably chose whoever gives you the best chance to win. But were there other factors that went into your decision to go with Andrew?
Well, really, Nate Kent and Sean Brown, I think, two fifth-year seniors who have started a lot of football for us. For Andrew to win the spot, and this is kind of what we've said, for him to win the spot, he had to have done a lot of really, really good things. And, he just took advantage of every opportunity that he was given. I think he studied the offense extremely well. I think he's gotten a great rapport with his teammates. He's put himself in a great spot to understand what needs to be done and really leading us to 2-0 with, he really hadn't thrown an interception. Our offense really turned the ball over twice, once a running back fumble and a snap over his head. So he's really done a lot of really good things and directed the offense at a very, very efficient level.
I'd be curious. It looked like he took some big hits in that game against Morgan State. Any concerns about sort of the physicality that he took?
Well, no matter who my quarterback is, anytime he gets hit, I don't like it. And so he has proven, though, to be extremely resilient. You know what I mean? And he's been able to come back and he's been able to handle it. Obviously, we don't want him getting touched. We got an amazing Maryland defensive front that we're getting ready to face with some really athletic guys. We want to do everything we can to keep them off of him. But yeah, I mean, you don't ever want your quarterback hit. You want to be able to limit them. He's still learning the difference a little bit between, what it looks like in high school and what it looks like in college, when you should go down and when you shouldn't. So, I mean, that's part of his learning curve. I think the sorer he is on Mondays, the more he'll learn the next week. You know what I mean?
And you mentioned, the offense maybe struggled a little bit against Morgan State, but he did throw the game-winning touchdown. Was there anything that you learned about him on that last drive?
No, I mean, and really, I think he makes great decisions. And again, we had the ball. We had the ball, I think, at the 22 or something like that. So I was very confident that Caden Williams would make the field goal. At the same time, I thought it was a great opportunity for Andrew to just kind of grow up a little bit and also see what he would do in this moment. And so, we told him to throw it where only we could get it. And give one of our best players an opportunity to go up and grab it. And so great ball to John Dunmore. The guy was draped all over John. John did a great job going up and get it, but Andrew, took to heart everything we said and threw a great ball. So that's fun to see out of a true freshman.
About a minute ago, you mentioned the Maryland's defense. Is there anything that you've noticed in your film review about them? Are they playing any differently than they did last year?
Oh yeah, no, no, yeah, new scheme. I mean, they're all over the place, and I mean they just have athletic long bodies everywhere you look. And so, first off, you go, oh, is that this guy? They're playing another guy. They've got extremely athletic defense, and they're doing a great job. So, I mean, you look at the two scores against the two teams that they've played; they've really smothered them, playing a lot of different coverages. Sometimes you think it's man, then it's cover three, and then they'll disguise it, make it look like cover two. So, very impressed with what they're doing.
Thank you, Pete.
Yep, thank you.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about that Maryland game and the challenges that playing a Big Ten opponent presents. As you've started to study film and see them, you've talked about their defense, but what do you want to see from your guys, and what are the biggest challenges that Maryland presents to that?
Yeah, I think their athleticism and length just across the board, both offensively and defensively, that is a concern, and it's something that we see bits and pieces in the CAA. We may see five guys on defense that look like theirs, but rarely do we see 11 guys on defense. And offense, the same thing. I mean, the size of their O line got a quarterback that's just getting better week by week, and he's got great command. He's got a live arm. I don't think there's any throw that he can't make. But really, what I want to see, Rob, is our guys just continue to get better. You know what I mean? I think we won a game that we were blessed to win last week. I mean, Morgan, I thought, played really well. I didn't think we played particularly well, but that's part of because of how they played it, and what they did. So I want to get better this week and, let the score take care of itself. But are we getting better? Are we fixing some of the missed assignments that we have? Are we fixing some of the miscommunications that we have? Are we putting ourselves in a great spot to continue to grow and, develop? We've got two more non-conference games, Maryland and then Youngstown after that. And then, looking across the CAA, a lot of excitement in the CAA right now. A lot of teams playing really well. And, we got most of them on our schedule. So we've got to be ready to go.
Most, if not all, CAA teams play these FBS games. Is it any different when you're playing an in-state team like Maryland?
The travel's shorter. Yeah.
How many of your guys? How many of your guys and their guys have faced off against each other, or were there some guys that maybe feel like they might have been overlooked in the recruiting process? With anything like that?
Well, I'm sure we've got a handful of guys that feel that way. But I mean, when you look at their Maryland guys and our Maryland guys, a lot of crossovers, a lot of guys playing in the same leagues and some on the same teams and stuff like that. So that's fun because you get a little more insight on a guy than you might if you're playing, like we play USC next year. Probably don't have as many connections with that one as we do, with the Maryland squad. So that's fun. And then you get a chance, our guys talk to their guys. You get a chance to hear what they're thinking, that type of deal.
All right, Pete. Good luck Saturday in College Park, and I look forward to talking again next week.